I'm looking in my analytics app and I'm seeing these things called CPMs. What are CPMs and how should I be using them? Coming up. What's up guys, River Caraba here, the analytics guy, helping you understand and use data to achieve your goals. Today we are going to talk about CPMs. CPMs are a thing that you can find in your analytics app that are telling you how each one of your videos are accumulating money. So before we get started today, I want to lay some ground rules. Number one, it is against the terms and conditions of YouTube to share your own CPMs on your channel and post them. I will not be sharing any of my CPMs, however, I will be going through and teaching you exactly what to look for, how to optimize, how to make more money here on YouTube. But that is an important thing that we do need to get out of the way right away. We're gonna have awesome information here, but that is important to know. So now, all of you that are left in the video, we can get on with the real awesome tips that are gonna help you make more money here on YouTube. Before we even get into CPMs, I first wanna talk about AdSense. AdSense is the way that you monetize your YouTube channel to make money through advertising. So AdSense is Google's kind of rev share program through the revenue that's generated by advertisers on the YouTube platform. I'll have another video that goes through how to actually monetize your channel, but today we're gonna take it a little bit deeper. A question that I often get is, how can I make more money on my YouTube channel? I know that there are these things called CPMs. I think I'm supposed to be focused on them. Why are they so different? Those are the things that we're gonna cover today, and I am so excited to share these tips with you. So first, I work in advertising. A CPM is something that I've been dealing with my entire career, not just on YouTube, but on any digital platform in the internet space. A CPM stands for a cost per 1,000 impressions. So basically what it's doing is it's giving an equation that someone can establish a value for their platform to give you 1,000 impressions. An impression is the opportunity to see an advertisement. So when you see one of those videos that rolled likely before this video, that was one impression. It's an important distinction that you are getting that cost per 1,000 of those. So you're talking fractions of a penny in some cases per impression. Why this is important to you is because understanding exactly not only how that whole equation is computed, but then also what goes into why you are seeing that number is gonna help you produce better content and help you understand how to make the most of that dollar amount. But first, if you're not familiar with these CPMs and are now just learning what they are, first let me tell you where you can find them. In your analytics section of your YouTube channel, you will have an area that's titled Revenue Reports. Under Revenue Reports, there are two sections. One is called Revenue, one is called Ad Rates. If you were to click on Ad Rates, you would notice that there are kind of a few different sections set up in here. One of them is to tell you how you're performing by video, by geography, by ad type, by all kinds of different stuff that you can put in there and understand what those CPMs are. You will notice that when you're going through them, there are different CPMs for what seems like every metric that you would compare it to. Which begs the question, why are all the CPMs so different? Isn't someone just paying per 1,000 impressions on my channel? Yes, they are. However, who knows how many advertisers are potentially paying for impressions on your channel, and who knows what they're actually using to target those people. Remember, not always is an advertiser targeting your channel. They may be targeting the audience that is watching your channel. On YouTube, there are generally three types of buckets that advertisers are using to target people on YouTube. The first one is the audience. That's, are they male? Are they female? Are they 18 to 34? Are they 65 plus? Different types of demographics that would identify them into a different type of group. However, the second category is behaviors. So based on the models that YouTube has on their back end to understand, are you a certain type of person that looks like this certain types of behavior online, that then they could target you based on. And the third is context. That's what has to do with you. So context has to do with what is the video about. And if someone wants to align their messaging with certain types of content, then that's why you're seeing that. I'm a creator here on YouTube all the time. I get targeted with very creator specific ads for new lenses or cameras or devices or software. And that is because I fall into some kind of category for them based on what I'm watching and how I'm behaving online, not to mention my audience. Another thing that affects CPMs is also seasonality. Leading up to the holidays, advertisers are paying more for those Black Fridays and for that holiday shopping, right? Those are the types of things when creators are making the most amount of money on YouTube through AdSense because advertisers are paying a higher dollar for premiums for ad space because there's so much competition in the market. So just understand that there is a ton of things that go into, I could talk forever given that I work in the advertising space and understand these things really intimately. So if you have questions anytime in this video, leave them in the comment section below or tweet at me at YoAnalyticsGuy. I'm happy to help you out. But let's dive even deeper. I know we're pretty deep, but let's go a little bit more. There are generally two types of advertising that run on YouTube. One is video advertisement, and the second is what we call display advertisement. A video is what you see on the player, right? So those are those pre-roll ads or mid-roll ads if it runs in the middle of a video. Those are the video pieces of content that you're seeing before you're watching the thing you came there to watch. A display is a banner, so we often see that and associate that on other websites, but there's actually a little tiny banner space right near the suggested videos in YouTube, and that creator is actually making display CPMs based off that. Both videos and display have different types of ad buying methodologies that they're using to put ads on your site. The two types of ad buys that are on YouTube are what are called reserve and auction based. All display ads on YouTube are purchased through an auction base, which means advertisers can bid a certain amount in order to win that impression. So again, the impression we said is that opportunity to see, right? If they put in a bid that wins, then boom, it goes to them. YouTube has a model that understands and keeps it fair for all advertisers, so it's not always just the highest advertiser that wins, but just know that that's the model in which they're going. So the times like seasonality, when it comes into play at the holidays, and advertisers are increasing their bids to get visibility, that's why someone like you might make more money. But let's talk about video, because that is the primary form of video on YouTube. It is purchased, like I said, in two different ways. One is auction, but the second is called reserve. Reserve is the type of inventory that's available and guaranteeing an advertiser a certain delivery. That could be a certain number of impressions, that could be guaranteeing the type of content that they're in, or guaranteeing a type of audience that they're gonna get. This actually, it creates a higher CPM for an advertiser paying that cost per 1,000 impressions because the platform has to go and make sure that they deliver against that criteria, whatever it was. So if you were to go into your ad rates section of your YouTube analytics, you would see that if you clicked by ad type, the different types of ads that are in there. It could be skippable, it could be non-skippable video. Skippable is where you watch like 4 seconds, then you can skip it. Non-skippable is obviously the opposite of that. Bumpers are another type of video that only run for 4 seconds. You can't skip them, but they're really short. And then there will be the display ads in there at all. All of these will have obviously different CPMs associated with them. And obviously the reason for this is because advertisers are paying different premiums to get different types of exposure. But different advertisers are paying even more different CPMs. So now I've confused the heck out of you. Let me distill this down for you really quick. Every single day, the advertisers change on YouTube. Every single day, different advertisers advertise to different people. This means that the CPMs that any given video, the same video even, would generate are different every single day. Very often people are like, well, I need to evaluate my CPMs on YouTube in order to make more money. And yes, that is true. You do need to be paying attention to your CPMs. However, a lot of it is outside of your actual control. But what you can do is a few of the following. Number one, make sure you are always advertiser friendly. That means you're not using excessive rough language, no violence, no exceptional kind of sexual activity, and of course, nothing that would be construed as kind of bad. And the reason why I'm saying it so vague is because I also don't want to be demonetized on this channel by mentioning certain types of keywords. But I'll actually link in the description below kind of the ad guidelines, what the brand safety guidelines are on YouTube, so you can understand exactly all of those things and make sure that you don't do anything that falls in there, because the number one way to not make money on YouTube, especially using AdSense, is to not be advertiser friendly. You won't get any brand deals like we've discussed on this channel, and you won't get that AdSense because YouTube will be demonetizing you. The second thing is, just like you would go in and understand what kind of audience is watching your videos, go in and look and see what types of videos are making those higher CPMs. The higher CPMs generally run in a trend. For instance, on my wife and I's vlogging channel, if you look at a lot of our travel videos, those seem to pay higher CPMs. So if we wanted to take a strategy and we wanted to make more travel type videos, we might be able to make even more money on YouTube than we already are. It's not a lot, I promise you. But that would be a learning that we could take and move forward with. Another example of how you can activate a high CPM, if you have a video, right, and you feature a product or a service in that, and you're seeing that there are a lot of high CPMs paying for that video, maybe advertisers are targeting that video because of the content. Contextual targeting on YouTube is actually really important. A lot of advertisers are going to chase an audience, but context is also important as well. Context is also another way that advertisers can do what's called blacklist certain types of channels or videos, which means you would exclude you based on talking about certain types of things. Just read those guidelines that I have in the description below to make sure you don't fall into some of those categories. And the last thing is, if you're actually serious about making money on YouTube, you need to make sure that you are not relying solely on YouTube. This whole video is about CPMs, which is maximizing the money that you're making on YouTube, but I cannot stress to you enough diversification. Whether that's through affiliate links or selling and promoting services that you do elsewhere, those are types of things that you can be in control of. If YouTube decided to demonetize the entire platform tomorrow and that was 100% of your earnings, you'd really be screwed. So keep that in mind. I gave you a little bit of a taster here with a pretty confusing video as to why CPMs are totally weird and how to do that, but hopefully I gave you some really good tips here just a couple seconds ago. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. Leave the questions below. I imagine this is going to be a video where there are a lot of questions, so do not hesitate to comment below, or like I said, tweet me at YoAnalyticsGuy. I'd really appreciate it. But that's going to do it for us, guys. Awesome time talking to you today. Really confusing subject, and there's not a lot of videos on YouTube about this because it is so confusing. So if, like I said, questions, leave them below. Let me know another topic that you have questions about, if not this, and we will see you next time.